let's talk about just what's new in this film, how the stakes are higher for both your character and for the Bellas.
The stakes are higher. Well, Beca is trying to find her place at an internship with the hilarious and intimidating Keegan-Michael Key, who was a joy to work with, and he came in on the very last 2 days of filming after everybody else had left, all the girls had left, and like done their like tearful goodbyes about like we wrapped and we're sisters, and I was like, I still have to keep making this movie, you know, that was with Keegan, and that was so much fun to have as like the coda to my experience on this film, right, what's the plot of the movie? The Bellas, you know, the stakes are higher because of that stuff that happens in the movie. You know, because they get kicked out and they're trying to, you know, get reinstated through a very, very weird sort of set of bylaws, I guess. I saw the movie last night and I brought a friend and he was like, why didn't they initiate Emily into the Bellas until the end of the movie? And I was like, you know, because they had to get reinstated, so they had to win the worlds. He was like, oh, I didn't get that. Well, okay.
Yeah. You're now at a world level. That seems to be the deal in this one, right?
Yes.
Now, how can you talk about how this is kind of like, you know, these are the girls entering into the big world. Like the first one was more sort of them finding each other, and this one is...
Yeah, it's definitely less intimate than the first one. The first one was much more, you know, it's like felt intimate. It was shot in a much more intimate way, and you know, the girls sort of felt like this like sort of ragtag team, and this one is like sort of pulled back and much glossier and, you know, much more polished. So yeah, it's yeah, I think there are definitely times where it doesn't feel like the same group of girls, but hopefully like there are scenes where it feels like we're still, you know, losers. That's the goal. That's my goal.
To feel like that.
Yes.
Why do you think people should see this film, and why do you think this film resonates so much with people? Because the first one really resonated with such a large group of people, and then this one as well is like really touching people's hearts.
Well, good, you know, good. It's yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess that remains to be seen, because I've only talked to journalists today, and you know, it's hard to know if they're just being nice. But yeah, the first one, I think, you know, it was about you know, watching a group of women interact with each other, and discover that they could be a support system for each other, and I think that's, you know, just a world that you want to live in. You know, my favorite movies when I was younger were definitely all sort of female-centric movies, and so I can see why that would resonate. You know, Haley hadn't seen Sister Act 2, and we showed her Sister Act 2, and I was like, oh, right, like, I just assume that everybody's seen that movie, and, you know, because there's so much in Pitch Perfect and Pitch Perfect 2 that's, like, really, you know, sort of eerily similar to movies like that, and it's like, right, but this generation needs that movie, I guess.
I think you're right, they do. Thank you so much for your time.